leaving no one behind.
Wow, that over there is a very nice Ford. Have you seen it?
Of course. I have been looking at it since we got here. My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Shuma Auto Parts. They are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, aircon filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The happy world of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM main news for 1830 with Judith Mwape. The headlines. Police expressed concern over the actions of Emmanuel J. Banda's relatives following his discovery. Government makes strides in distributing drought relief maize. Dozens reported killed in Israeli strike on Rafah. And now the news in detail. The Zambia police have expressed concern over the actions of the relatives of Petoke's Central Member of Parliament, Emmanuel J. Banda, following his discovery. Police Public Relations Officer Ray Hamonga explains that after Mr. Banda was found at Kasanga Family Farm in Kafue and identified by family members, he complained of general body pains and had visible bruises. Mr. Hamonga says the police arranged for an ambulance to transport him to Minasoko Medical Center for proper medical treatment under a secure environment and for further investigations. He says, however, the relatives forcibly took him to Midlands Hospital, disregarding the police duty and plans for his safety, and despite the presence of an ambulance, the relatives remained uncooperative. Mr. Hamonga says police officers trailed the vehicle to Midlands Hospital and again attempted to engage in dialogue with the relatives who remained adamant.
After Honorable Banda was found at Kasanga Family Farm, identified by family members, he complained of general body pains and had visible bruises. The police arranged for an ambulance to transport him to Minasoko Medical Center, proper medical treatment under a secure environment and further investigations. However, the relatives forcibly took him to Midlands Hospital, disregarding the police duty and plans for his safety. Despite the presence of an ambulance, the relatives remained uncooperative. Police officers trailed the vehicle to Midlands Hospital and again attempted to engage in dialogue with the relatives who remained adamant.
Meanwhile, the Christian Coalition Zambia has noted with concern that politicians are politicizing the abduction of Petoke Member of Parliament Emmanuel J. Banda when it should be solely be dealt by the law enforcement agencies. Coalition President Clergy Chombela says the matter of the MP disappearing is a police case, hence does not call for political interference. He has since commended the Minister of Home Affairs, Jack Mwimbu, for the manner in which he has been handling the matter and many other sensitive national matters and being the liaison between the public and government. Mr. Chombela has further called on President Hakainde Hichilema to immediately address the nation on matters that have been sparking tension and other important issues, including the unbearable cost of living for Zambians. Minister of Information and Media Cornelius Mwetwa has disclosed that government has received a total of 30,558,430 kwacha in logistical support and donations of food and other essential supplies. The minister has further revealed that the Food Reserve Agency has also been active in purchasing maize, securing over 1,132 metric tons from Mchinga and northern provinces. Speaking during a media briefing today, Mr. Mwetwa also disclosed that government has made significant progress in distributing maize to districts affected by drought, with 71 out of 84 targeted districts receiving supplies. He says Central, Copperbelt, Eastern, Lusaka, Northwestern, Southern, Western, and Mchinga provinces have all benefited from the distribution program, further assuring that the remaining districts will receive their maize within next week. Meanwhile, the minister says cabinet has approved the joint design document outlining the proposed projects for the second Millennium Challenge Compact for Zambia in order to pave way for the finalization of the program, which is expected to be signed between Zambia and the Millennium Challenge Corporation in November 2024. Mr. Mwetwa says this will facilitate the mobilization of $450 million of grant resources for investments in road infrastructure and other areas to support the growth of the agriculture and agro-processing sector. He says cabinet has also approved the management and development of infrastructure at Kasumbalesa border through the public-private partnership model.
Development of infrastructure at Kasumbalesa border through the public-private partnership. Cabinet approved the management and development of infrastructure at Kasumbalesa border. It is necessary to modernize Kasumbalesa into a world-class inter-country trade center with facilities such as dry port, weighbridge, warehouses, modern market, and other support infrastructure.
Miss Zambia has expressed deep sorrow over the unexpected passing of former Information Permanent Secretary Sam Phiri. Dr. Phiri passed away on Saturday, 25th May 2024 in Lusaka, leaving behind a legacy of excellence and commitment to the media and communication field. In a statement, Miss Zambia chairperson Lorraine Mwanza says Dr. Phiri, who until his untimely death was head of the Department of Media and Communication Studies at the University of Zambia, was a veteran journalist at the Times of Zambia before he ventured into international waters, where he was one of the lead staff at a Southern African funding partner that contributed resources to MISA Zambia and various media entities in Zambia. Ms. Mwanza says his dedication to nurturing young journalists during his tenure at UNZA and his efforts in ensuring media professionalism through training workshops and with organizations like the Open Society for Southern Africa are notable. She says he is known for his ability to effectively communicate complex issues in a clear and understandable manner. Dr. Phiri earned respect from diverse audiences across the nation. Another story is trending this evening. Lusaka City Council has expressed concern over the increasing number of billboards being erected in the city beyond the approved placement timeline. Zambia has attracted investments in excess of $54 million in the information and communication technology sector. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The Chirundu Town Council has terminated a contract for the construction of its office block, which was awarded to Kwacha Industries and Hardware Limited, amounting to more than 1 million kwacha for failing to meet contractual obligations. Council Public Relations Officer Nakubiana Shabongo says the company's delay to deliver the project within schedule is an abrogation of both the law and the agreement it signed with the local authority. Ms. Shabongo says the project, which was financed by the Chirundu Council's locally generated revenue, was supposed to be finalized within a contractual period of 3 months, but works stalled for more than 6 months, which left the council with no choice but to terminate the contract. She has expressed the authority's displeasure with the stagnation of works, which signals the contractor's lack of commitment to delivering the project within schedule.
Would like to express concern over the growing trend of some contractors that are in a habit of diverting resources meant for projects to other things, which has resulted in poor performance of construction projects and is affecting national development. We wonder why the company could not complete the projects even after several engagements with them. The project stands at 45%.
That ends the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And now in foreign news, at least 35 people have been killed and scores injured in an Israeli airstrike on a camp for displaced Palestinians in the southern Gaza city of Rafah, the Hamas-run health ministry says. Videos from the scene in the Tal El Sultan area on Sunday night showed a large explosion and intense fires burning. The Israel Defense Forces said it had killed 2 senior Hamas officials and that it was reviewing reports that civilians were harmed. Here's Rana from the BBC.
Qatar says the latest Israeli airstrike on Rafah could hinder mediation efforts to reach a ceasefire and hostage release deal in the Gaza Strip. Palestinian health officials say that at least 45 people died as intense fires burned through tents in a camp for displaced people in Rafah after an Israeli airstrike nearby. Israel's top military prosecutor has described the incident as very grave. The head of the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, UNRWA, Philippe Lazzarini, told journalists in Beirut he was disturbed by the incident. Police in the Indian capital Delhi have arrested a doctor and the owner of an unlicensed clinic where 7 newborn babies died in a fire. The blaze broke out on Saturday night in the Newborn Baby Care Centre in the Vivek Vihar area. At least 13 people have been killed in southern Bangladesh and eastern India after a severe cyclone battered into coastal areas, causing widespread damage. 10 people were killed in Bangladesh, 3 lost their lives in the Indian state of West Bengal.
And finally, in sports news, Chipolo Polo coach Avram Grant has dispelled allegation by Fashion Sakala that he was biased in his national team's selection, favoring players that are affiliated to his agent, Nir Karin. Speaking during a media conference, Grant says the decision not to include Fashion Sakala in the forthcoming matches, such as one against Morocco, slated for next month, was merely professional. Grant says he has a duty to ensure harmony in the team, hence focus is not on an individual player.
Because after the game, before the tournament of Malawi, I sent a message to 5 players that I was not happy for them. Like I do all my life. It's between me and them. I didn't send a message not to Sydney, not to you. I sent to the player that I'm not happy for his performance, which has happened, for his efforts, and for his behavior before the most important game against Morocco and during the game against Morocco. I didn't say that he's not a good player. I didn't say anything. That's what I said. I have them, by the way, the message. And one of us heard the message. Directly to him, like I said, to other 5 players. All the other players that I thought didn't perform well.
Another weather report brought to you by Class Econ.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Luapula, Northern, Muchinga, Eastern, and Lusaka provinces, including the eastern parts of Central and the northern parts of Northwestern Province, will be windy and mild with few clouds. Copperbelt, Western, and Southern provinces, including the western parts of Central and the southern parts of Northwestern Province, will be mainly clear, windy, and mild to cool. That ends the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
And that weather report brings us to the end of the news this evening. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. Police expressed concern over the actions of Emmanuel Jebanda's relatives following his discovery. Government makes strides in distributing drought relief maize. Dozens reported killed in Israeli strike on Rafah. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Judith Mwabe. Good evening.